Hello guys, this is Jordan from Jordan Oki Review. So we are back in new year in giving you guys an impression video of this IEM. Today's topic will be the CCA FLA. So this is the FLA itself. I post a picture next to it. So the FLA is an IEM, a single DD IEM. Okay, it's a 10mm dynamic drivers IEM from CCA itself. And the name, I don't know how to pronounce it, is called FLA, you call it FLA, something. So I will call it FLA. So in my video, the throughout of this video, I call it FLA. And this thing costs around $15, or you might be able to get it cheaper, depends on your currency. So it's around like $15 US or so, roughly around that price point. So it's cheaper than those like a 1 okay, the Tangshu 1 the Sound Note 0 is slightly a little bit cheaper than that. Okay, so let's go with the design. Okay, the design, the shell, everything of this. The cable, of course, the cable itself is the standard KZ CCA kind of a cable, so nothing too special. But I would think that nowadays their cable are getting better. The recent releases like their HM20, okay, their CXS, their EDCX, okay, most of them are okay with, especially the cables near the connector. Okay, it's flat. Okay, it's flat, so it's quite easy for us to actually to handle it. Okay, and the one I'm gotten here today is don't have a mic with this. Okay, don't have a mic, but because I don't think you need one, this I will go more about that later. Okay, more about that later. And let's go to the shell. Okay, the shell, the faceplate, okay, is made out of zinc. Okay, it's made out of zinc, so it's metal. Okay, it's metal. See, it's metal. Then it got that very good kind of a weight to it. Okay, so it feels a little bit more premium, and the design on this is quite nice. Okay, it's quite nice. It's in the gunmetal kind of a color, like where this is quite cool looking. Okay, it's quite cool looking, very futuristic. Okay, like as if it is like give you that kind of Batman kind of feeling. Okay, so the design on this is quite nice. Okay, it's quite nice. CCA nowadays, at least, okay, the IEM that I gotten from CCA nowadays are getting, their design is getting nicer and nicer and nicer. So KZ, it depends, but for CCA, I think that they are more their design are more towards the more matured kind of a design. And for me, this look quite decent. Okay, quite decent. And the ergonomics of the shell itself is quite nice for me as well. So you have this translucent kind of shell, so you can see your single DD in there. And I would think that it's quite nice. I mean, at least, okay, for this price point, it's quite nice. Okay, and fits me very nicely as well. I post another photo over here as well for the fitting. It fit me very nicely, and I think, okay, it looks quite decent. It remind me of the OH10, okay, the Eco OH10, although of course not on the same level, but at least, okay, the fitting wise and the shape and the color just remind me a little bit of the OH10, which looks very cool. Okay, so let's go to the sound impression, because this will be a shorter video. So sound impression, I would think that if you are in a very cold country, okay, if you are having winter time in your country right now, or in spring, and you are cold, you don't need, okay, an extra jacket, you don't need extra hot drinks or anything. You need this, the CCA FLA. Why? This is warm, so warm. Okay, so just kidding, this is tuned very warm. Okay, it has the most the most standout features of this sounding this IEM is that it is very bassy. Okay, so I mentioned 4 times. Okay, very, so it's very bassy, and the bass does give you that sense of impact. Okay, I can almost, okay, not almost, I can feel that the air, right? I can feel the impact of the air to my eardrum, because it just hit very hard. Okay, so for me, this is one of the most bassy IEM that I have. The one next to it maybe would be something like the Arfu Performer 5. Okay, the what else? The PR1. Okay, PR1 as well, and then the as well as the hook X, okay, the hook X. So you can see that the tuning on this is very bassy, being that the IEM that I mentioned just now, all of them is very expensive, okay, and all of them have this amount of bass that are just crazy, okay. This in $15, okay, around $15, this can actually achieve that kind of bass, okay, that kind of bass. Of course, not quality wise, but quantity wise, okay. For you guys out there, bass head, you'll be happy with the bass over here. For example, maybe I do some comparison with a nearer price point. Maybe I use CCA, okay, CCA itself, like the CCA HM20, okay. That one, a lot of people, other people that do review on the HM20, they say that it's a sub bass king, a sub bass, something about sub bass, okay. But for me itself, it's not that bassy, okay. I don't think that the HM20 is not that bassy. It have adequate amount of bass, and the bass is very clean over there, but it's not until that sub bass king, that kind of level, okay. And another model that I have is the CXS. Nowadays they really have a lot of model with weird name, okay. So the CXS, the one with the earring size, earring looking thing, I post a picture over here as well. The bass over there is, that one is bassy, okay. That one is bassy, have very good quantity of bass, but this is even bassier, okay. This is even bassier. Can't think of something that can actually compare to this. Maybe the TFZ number 3, okay. TFZ number 3 being that it is a very V-shaped IEM. That one is also very bassy. Maybe it can be comparable to that, okay. But I would think that every different IEM have their own bass signature, okay. Although the bass quantity might be the same, but all of them give you very different sensation, okay. This one, I can say that the FLA give you that very good sense of air hitting your eardrum, if that even makes sense, okay. But just for me myself, okay, maybe this, I haven't burned this in too long yet, okay. Maybe the diaphragm there is still very stiff and hard, that's why giving you that very thumpy, very good rumbly and very good sense of impact. But maybe the thing that you guys gotten may be different after you burn it in. But for now, okay, for now this is a very bassy IEM, okay. So mid bass, I would say that has very sorry to say that it have a little bit of bleeding going through, okay, bleeding into the mids. But I would think that it's not a bad thing, okay, not a bad thing at all, because this is $15. So, and I think that the songs that you are going to listen with this mostly are those songs that require bass, like EDM or hip hop, or more exciting, more fun kind of a signature. And I think that the mid bass, although it has a little bit of bleeding into the mids, I still think that it's a good thing. It's a good thing. At least it has added some mid, okay, into the mid range, because the mid range is a little bit recessed, okay, a little bit recessed. CCA, they all have advertised this as a U-shape IEM, okay, the very good U-shape. Nowadays they are coming out a lot of U-shape IEM. They say that this is a U-shape. I sort of agree, but it is at the edge, okay, the edge of being a V-shape, okay. It's because it is a little bit recessed. It is a little bit of recess, like the CXS is also a little bit. That one is more recessed, I think. After I did a comparison, that one is more recessed, okay. So this one, a little bit recessed, okay. So instruments would come across, you would think that you prefer, okay, more, okay, you want to, if it's not as lively, okay, because it's slightly a little bit recessed. Then let's go to the upper mid-range and the treble. This IEM, the CCA FLA, it is a little bit laid back, okay. It's a little bit laid back, that it is not the most lively kind of IEM for female vocal, okay. Female vocal on this is clean, okay, it's clean, but it still lack that kind of bite, okay, that lack the kind of energy, that kind of shimmering effect. But because of the bass is being so intense, so prominent, I would appreciate if this thing have more energy, okay, more upper mid-range or treble energy so that it can shine through the bass or that amount of bass. But still, for you guys out there, okay, for you guys out there who are listening to soundtrack, not soundtrack maybe because the instruments on here are not as obvious, so maybe EDM or hip hop, you guys would be happy about it, okay, because this is a very laid back kind of IEM. The library that I'm having, which is J-pop, although sadly to say that the female vocal on this doesn't sound as good, but it allows me to actually listen longer, okay, longer, because it's very laid back, that I can listen to this without a very with a longer session, okay. So let's do some comparison, okay. I leave the soundstage part, do the comparison part, okay. So the soundstage on this, I'm not sure, maybe you guys can see that there is a vent, okay, there is a vent over here. Not sure whether this vent, is it really only for aesthetics or for design, or is it really vented like this, okay, because the CCA HM20 is vented and is open, okay, semi-open, that give us that very good sense of soundstage over there, very wide sounding. This one as well, the CCA FLA, also give us that feeling of a very wide soundstage, okay. So don't know what magic they have done here, maybe because of the vent over here, so not totally sure, but maybe someone like Hi-Fi can take this apart if he gotten a chance to get this as well. So the soundstage on this is way better than the CCA CXS, okay. CXS, it also has that little holes somewhere, but I think that the only complaint, the biggest complaint that I have on the CXS is that it's quite congested, okay, it's quite congested. So when everything comes together, okay, we have electric guitar, we have vocals, we have bass. When everything comes together, it just make the IEM feel fatigued to listen to, right? Because it's quite congested. But it doesn't happen here, okay. This one gives you the sense of openness to it. So the soundstage over here, I would say that is done very well, okay, done very well. So, and what are the things I can compare? The mid-range, okay, like I said in the previous part, that this is not as recessed as the CXS, so this is U-shape, okay, almost to the V-shape part. So, but okay, I mean, for me, it's okay for this price point. And for bass, I would say out of the three model, this is the most bassy one, okay. This is the most bassy one. In fact, this is even more bassier than the CS10 Pro, okay. So it's very bassier. It's very hard for me to actually come up with a set that is more bassy than this, okay. So bass head, you'll be happy with this. So this is the comparison part, and so that's all. If I were to say why would I purchase this, that would be because of the faceplate. It's very cool, gunmetal, okay, very, it's not plastic, it's metal faceplate, gunmetal, translucent shell. So design wise, for me itself, this is 100%. I'm okay with this, and it's bassy, it's fun, okay, it's quite fun. Then it's bassy, give you that sense of impact. If you have that, if you need an IEM in the morning or at night, that give you the extra okay, when you're listening to EDM, this is the one to go to, okay. Another reason would be it's also quite easy to handle with, okay, it's quite easy to handle. And just remember the part that I said that this don't need a mic, because if you need, this is a bassy IEM, don't think that you need this to go with your meetings, okay, your Zoom meeting or anything. Don't think you needed this to do that. If you need, maybe you can do with something cheaper, little brother of this. You have the EDCX or something. So the one that I've just done recently, okay, that one is very natural sounding, very more balanced. That one might be a better choice of having meetings, okay. But if you say that you're having games, okay, you are playing game with this, depends on the game that you are playing. If you are playing games like shooting games, okay, shooting games that you prefer to hear every single explosion, every single gunshot, okay, and you need that sense of I would say environment, where you need that very sense of wave, okay, that can hear the environments, that kind of thing. Yeah, this is a one for you to go as well, because you can it's not as congested. Okay, everything is spaced out nicely. So depends. Okay, if you needed that, then go for the one with mic. Okay, for me myself, not so much. Okay, not so much. But if you're playing on, yeah, maybe something like the PS5 controller or what, playing explosive game, maybe this is also a one that gives you a very good sense of immersiveness, okay, in the game, because of the bass, okay, the explosion. You can almost feel it inside your eardrum. So that's all for the video today. Please like and subscribe. I'll be doing next video very soon, maybe this coming weekend. But the heyday is coming, so I will be listening to it first, and then I'll do a comparison with that and come up with a video as soon as possible. Okay, so see you guys. Thank you. Bye bye.